Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, welcome. Those of you who are already subscribed, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and notification bell, as well as those who are already subscribed, hit that notification bell so that you won't miss any of my future videos. Now, I decided that I would come back on from my previous video today to let you all know I have somewhat of a check-in and update for September, if you will. It's going to be kind of two parts to this, I guess. I will briefly go ahead and tell you part of my transition or my journey for financial freedom. It is. It started when I was able to utilize an opportunity. I want to share that opportunity as a grace time story for you all. So, basically, in a nutshell, I moved from one location to another where I'm allowed to live for a year or more if I need to, so that I can get some things in order financially. Without going into too much, because like I said, I do want to share that as a grace time story for you guys. But um, what I want to say as a result of that move, I am in a situation where I am living at home with my parents so that I am able to do two things. I'm able to help them when they need help with certain things, and I'm able to help me financially because they are not charging me rent right now. So, with that being said, let me go ahead and share with you my figures. Now, keep in mind that these figures are based on the month of August for the update, because normally what I do is I go in at the end of every month and I get my numbers together based on what I have paid and what I have not paid. And if there's interest or late fees or anything like that that have been added on or accumulated, I can go ahead and make that change at the end of the month and update those figures. So what I want to say is, and I'm looking at my sheet of paper here because unfortunately I don't have a setup as of yet, and you'll see that if you look at my previous video from today. I don't have a setup where I can put one of those nice cameras facing that will allow me to have like a viewfinder where I can show you the content without just talking you through it. I do have an HD, I believe it's an HD camera or a little video recorder. I'll show you guys what that looks like maybe at the end of this video, and you can let me know if it's something I can use for YouTube. I've been trying to research some things, but anyway, to get back to these numbers from August. Now, I want to tell you my total debt. I'm going to do one calculation here because this number is a little bit different than what I'm about to say to you. So let me just quickly do that. I'm sorry guys, 1 second. Because I'm just trying to give you... Okay, so what I want to say to you is this, because what I was doing was combining two transactions and I want to just split it. So my total estimated debt at the end of August, or at the end of July, I apologize. At the end of July was $227,898. Now, fast forwarding to August, the change that took place was that I was able to pay off my car payment. That initial amount owed was $73.67, so $7,367 was owed on my car. And what I did was I used some money from another account that I was able to take a settlement on the car and pay it off. And I'll explain a little bit more about that later in this video. But So with that being paid off, that brought my new estimated total debt to $220,531. On top of that piece of information, I need you to also note that I have six-figure student loans to repay back, and that amount is $182,374. So obviously, those six figures, that's a lot of money, but for if I just total up credit cards, medical bills, personal loans, that amount is $38,157. Um, and that $38,157 is what I am working on trying to get paid off first and foremost. So now let me kind of give you a little bit of information. So what my plan of action was when I moved back to my parents' house was to take a year with their permission, to not be able to pay rent and work on financial debt freedom of that amount, $38,157, because it is very hard to live on my own. I am divorced, unfortunately, which puts me in the single status category. Um, so I only have one income. My current income, as of right now, is $600 a month. Now, bells and whistles are gonna go off for a lot of you, and I understand that because I'm trying to give you information as best as I can. I wish I could just point the camera to the paperwork and show it to you. But let me try to put this in a nice summary for you. I relocated to my parents' home in order to try and get out of financial debt. In the process of doing that, I also gave up a full-time position that I had with a federal agency because it was in another state and I was not able to transfer to the state I'm in currently for the same position. I would have to reapply on this side. Now, with that being said, what I also ended up doing was canceling, or not I guess you could say cancel, but I ended up cashing out what I did have in my retirement savings fund, so that I would have something to use to pay some debt, to live on until I find more lucrative income, so forth and so on. And a portion of that money, along with whatever I had saved up prior, which wasn't very much, by the way, that is how I was able to pay off my car. So my current income right now is $600 a month. I work part-time. I do still have my emergency fund intact, which has just a little over $500 in that. And I try to break my spending down where I am a tither as a Christian, so I tithe my 10%. I try to save 10%, and then I live on the other 80%. So basically what that works out to is me taking that remainder, the 80%, and paying my current minimum payments. When I had the car payment, I was not able to do that. My car payment was $384 a month. Making $600 a month just wasn't feasible. It allowed me to keep a car payment going, but it didn't allow me to do much else, as you can imagine. And so that is the reason I went ahead and used the money from the retirement account, contacted the company, took a settlement, paid the car off. I do have possession of my vehicle title, so my car is no longer belonging to anyone but me now. With me being able to pay that off, I can now focus a little more heavily on, sorry, I'm looking at the time, trying to make this a decent length video. I can now focus a little bit better on um, some of the other bills and get those paid off as quickly as possible. So you might be asking yourself, what am I doing to change the amount of money I'm getting coming in? Because like I said, I work part-time and it's independent contracting, guys. It's not that I work for another company. I work as an independent contractor. So at the end of the year, I will receive a 1099 for which I will have to um, pay taxes on, or as I go, set those monies aside to be able to pay that money back. Um, and yes, I will have to pay taxes on the retirement money I cashed in. I will also have to pay taxes on the difference from the settlement I took on the car, because like I said, the car was 73 70 almost $7,400. I did not have $7,400, and so I was able to take a settlement amount and pay that off. So what they do is they give you a 1099 for the difference between what you actually paid and the difference of what was owed is what you pay the taxes on. And so it took a lot of prayer. It took a lot for me to even cash in my retirement fund, but I felt that it was necessary to kind of get that weight off of my shoulder. It was very stressful um, all the time with people calling and threatening the company, feeling like the company would call and threaten me to take the car because I was already in that status. I was already about $2,000 behind on the payment due to previous financial circumstances, and I was in a state where I could not financially really take care of myself and be able to keep a roof over my head, pay the necessary bills that I had. So that is the reason um, that this has been such a, I guess, pivotal moment and a monumental moment. I'm very excited that I was able to do that. And it didn't feel that way at first. At first, it felt like I was literally crashing my future retirement savings amount. But I can start over. I have time to do that. With that being said, the other money or the other things I have are credit cards. I have a personal loan. I have what are these called? Payday loans, which I guess fall under personal loans as well, but they're a different kind of personal loan. And I have medical bills. That's where the 38,157 is coming from. That's where that figure is coming from, and that's an estimated figure because some of the amounts that I have are based on information prior to me leaving my last job, because they were coming out of my paycheck every 2 weeks as a allotment. So I hope I haven't confused you all. Like I said, I do wish that I had the right equipment to be able to just show you the numbers written down on paper rather than holding the paper up to the screen, because I feel like you can't see it that well in that manner. So anyway, that is my check-in for September, my update and an overview really of the financial struggle that I am in, and I will make a separate video because I'm trying to keep this video in 15 minutes. I will make a separate video and share a little bit more with you in detail on my action or the reason that I ended up, or what opportunity I was able to take advantage of in order to help me pay these debts down as much as possible within the next year. And really quickly, I wanted to say to you that, as I started to say earlier, that you might be asking yourself, what am I going to do to bring in more income? Well, I do have some things lined up. One would be to relaunch the business that I started in 2011. I'd like to add some ideas to that, like a subscription box. But I also am trying to get myself in position where I can do the Uber delivery, which is the Uber Eats side of the partnership. I would like to be able to do that here in the state I'm in now. And I did do that in my previous state of work, but it wasn't enough to help me the way that I needed help. So if I can do that here while not paying rent, I think it'll be more beneficial at this point. I also have been watching, um, I believe her channel is called Thrifting Thick Chick, and she also does work at home job videos. I believe on her second channel is called Legitimate Jobs from Home. She shared some information a couple of weeks ago that I was able to take part of called for work at home positions, and one was with a company called Mechanical. Um, I believe it's called Mechanical Turk with Amazon, and she also shared one on Fancy Hands. She shared a number of other work at home opportunities as well. I, however, have checked some of those out and they are not for me. So I'm still in search of that work at home jobs. I'm going to continue my part time work, and I am also in the process of searching for other consistent and steady work as well, and hopefully I will find that soon. But I'm going to go ahead and end the video now. I'm at almost 17 minutes, so I do want to keep it not too long, but I will go and make another video, another part. So I guess you could call this part one. I'll make another part to this to give you more detail. I'll also make a video for you sharing, like I said, my opportunity. I'll put that under Grace Time video. And so what I want to say at the end of all of this is stay tuned for the next videos. Rate, comment, subscribe for more content, for more information, for more about my journey, and I'll see you in the next video. Blessings.